everyone, good evening, and so cool that you're still there and you're in a good mood, you're not too tired, you want to see this? Yeah, well, okay, that's good. That's very good, because in partnership with the EFM, Largo AI is again making it happen, continues its series of pitching events powered by AI. Ooh, what's happening? Well, the AI insights we get, the data analysis, which is also revolutionizing a little bit the film industry, right? Put producers from all around the world together here to pitch their project in front of you. So maybe, who are you? Who are the finance people? What are you tourists? Okay, where are the distributors? Okay, what about producers looking for co-production opportunity? Ah, thank you, at least that. Okay, who else is in the room? Can you shout what you're doing? Yeah, okay, good, okay, I see. Okay, that is not gonna happen. Okay, anyways. You know what you've been waiting for. This is really great. We're going to have a good time. We're going to see all these pitches. But first of all, I would like to invite on stage, well, the brain behind all of this, right? Sami, Arpa, the founder and CEO of Largo. Sami, where are you? Here. Yes, please join me. Do you have a microphone? Microphone is there.
Thank you, AC. Welcome, everybody. I think this is 5th edition that we do producers pitching event. We launched Largo 6 years ago here at EFM as well. And right after that, every year we are doing this producers pitching event. And every year we get really great feedback with great producers presenting with their project. And then, of course, great audience, and AC's energy is contributing a lot as well. So we recently made an announcement. I'll just make a quick note on that announcement here as well. We acquired eScores, an LA-based company. They joined Largo. So eScore is providing industry standard celebrity polling over 25 years. They provide that to more or less all studios, networks, production companies. And now that becomes a part of Largo as well, which will be very important for our future roadmap. Because we have, for major actor, actresses, over 14,000 actor, actresses, we have insights coming through directly from the people survey, user surveys, regular surveys. You might know that Largo is already providing casting propositions. So we provide which actor, actress will fit better for each character in your story. By adding to that data, we bring a new facet to that insights. So that has been so far mainly US focused. But with that acquisition, we bring that approach also for European talents. And here, the way it works, the weekly surveys are going to the market with the sample demographics. And with that, we can observe the trend for specific talents. And so that provides a standard evaluation for appeal, fandom, and endorsement power for the talent. And then we get these scores for the talents between 1 to 100. That is called eScores. And that gives another metric to evaluate the talents. Okay, that is the short announcement. And then I want to quickly mention this AI part of these presentations. I'm sure some of you have been already one of our events, but just for the people who is first comer, just a quick information. So you'll see a slide for each project. You'll see a slide like that. On the top left, we have genre recipe graph. So here you can see different colors represent different genres, and then we see how each genre is evolving from start till the end of the story. And we have also several scores on the right side that you see. I'll just quickly explain that scores. The first one is genre flux score. So that is a score between 0 and 10. It shows how different genres are evolving over each other in the content. If it's a high score, that means we have a lot of genre fluctuations. If it's a low score, that means we have more constant genre flow. And high or low, it doesn't mean good or bad. It's just a positioning. Low score in general happens for drama, comedy kind of content. High score, it happens for action, adventure, sci-fi type of content. The other two score is related to emotional reaction of the audience. So we predict, for each part of the story, we predict how the audience will respond emotionally. You see an example over here, again on the top, from start till the end of the story, how emotions are evolved. And to position that, we have two scores. The first one is emotional tone. So this is a score between -10 and 10. If it's a negative score, it means negative emotions are dominant. It's a positive score, means positive emotions are dominant. Emotional intensity, it is a score between 0 to 10. And higher means there are more intensity of emotions. Lower means neutral emotions. Well, neutrality, actually, no. Emotions are more dominant in the content. Again, those scores are to position. Low score doesn't mean they are bad. So like just like a type of content are having different type of emotions. So one thing to help you, like for this positioning, you'll see these average scores. So these average scores, it shows the average of that score for similar content. Okay. Lastly, you'll see also expected demographics by gender and age interval. Again, this one, it just shows like a dominant part. It doesn't exclude the other demographics groups, but at least, yeah, like at the peak point that we can see over there in the predictions. Lastly, so the projects presented over here will be available on Largo Connect. So you can access Largo Connect with this QR code and access code. So you will have much more details about the projects, financial details, more detailed content evaluations, casting evaluations. So yeah, please go ahead and check the projects more in detail as well. And I think we can start the show, AC.
Yes, let's go. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Can you all make a picture of this code and can you access it? Yes? It's the moment or no, or never. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We're going to start with a producer and former attorney, which is very interesting. She's produced award-winning shorts and features, working with talents like Jane Seymour, David Glover, Ellen Burstyn. She's also an alumni of Sundance, Tribeca, Producers Guild of America labs with various future projects. So I would say this is a very good start. Beverley Gordon, please.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm here to introduce Lord of the Woods. The script won the Page International Screenplay Awards and was also a Academy Nickel semi-finalist, which is rare for a horror thriller. It is a grounded historical action horror thriller set in the forests and logging camps of the American Pacific Northwest, 1911. At its core, it's a story about identical twin brothers. It's about betrayal, guilt, and the thin line between man and beast. So when one of the brothers escapes from an insane asylum, he becomes the prime suspect in a series of vicious, ritualistic murders taking place in the woods. The other brother, Jonah, is rugged, half wild himself. He's a logger, considered the lord of the woods, the best of the best, and he is forced into a manhunt to try and track down this killer. He doesn't know what to believe. Is it a man? Is it a brother? Is he possessed? He's not sure. As lawmen and bounty hunters push deeper into the woods, they come across mutilated bodies, as well as something that's very mythic, a bloodied antler type of figure that's moving through the mists of the woods. And they begin to ask, are they hunting a man? Are they hunting a beast? Or is it the skookum, what the local Indians call the spirit of the woods? The lawmen and bounty hunters push through deeper into the wilderness in search of this thing, and they don't know what it is. Through flashbacks, we learn that Jonah, as a teenager, he helped to commit his brother to the insane asylum. So in effect, he betrayed him. He thought he was protecting him, but in fact, the brother ended up being brutalized and tortured in this insane asylum. So Jonah has been carrying the guilt of this ever since. Over 2 relentless days, the lawmen and bounty hunters are picked off one by one until finally only Jonah remains. There's a savage confrontation. He is brutally injured and ends up floating downriver and is eventually rescued. While recovering in a hospital, he confesses to Overward, who is his childhood love, that the truth is even worse. Overcome by guilt, 3 months earlier, he in fact broke into the insane asylum, switched places with his brother so that he could give him the opportunity at freedom that he hadn't had in years, and then later escaped himself. So in fact, his act of compassion is what set these brutal killings in motion. So that's the actual emotional heart of the film. So when word comes that the killings haven't stopped, Ova and Jonah proceed into the forest and have a final brutal confrontation, and the 3 of them fight, and only one comes out alive. So we're targeting a $15 million budget.
Thank you very much.
Thank
that was
you.
a very good
All right,
pitch.
thank you. Come see me afterward.
Thank you. You can give the microphone back here. Wonderful. I'm so sorry. I don't want to interrupt anyone. I want to know the end of the story too, right? But most of the time, this doesn't happen. Anyway, so let's go. We're going to move on with someone who met my former assistant on the plane from NYC 2 days ago. So I'm very curious. Probably he pre-pitched on the plane. He's a professional artist with career in construction, real estate, jewelry, manufacturing. He has been doing large projects at Burning Man for more than 25 years. So I would say this guy is really creative, but his current career is the production of a feature film. He's been working on it for 20 years, and that's why probably it's called 20 Drums. I welcome on stage John Tyree Eckley. Ty, come on stage.
So the year is 1724. Average life expectancy is 37 years. A long, low-ceilinged room has 6 beds in it, and each one is filled with a badly injured soldier. An old uniformed officer enters the room, removes his fabulous hat, and approaches one of the beds. Captain Moreno, you must wake up. You have not much time. It's a dark day, old friend. Your wife has died in childbirth, and the babe was lost too. The church is holding your son. There's a ship leaving for Venice this afternoon, and you must be on it. Go, rescue your son, sir, and save him from this wretched world. On the opposite side of the Mediterranean, an Irish farmer has just lost his wife to the pox. He and his young son are putting the last shovels full of dirt on her grave before they climb into their overloaded wagon and travel to a derelict old building where they hope to start a tavern and an inn. Now, I know this is 2 terrible stories to start a movie with, but this really is a wonderful movie, one where people work hard. They work together to make the world a better place, and they get to see it pay off big time. So, of course, the 2 boys meet, and they have both good and bad adventures together. Of course, the two dads meet, and they find what they needed most at that time in their lives, a friend. And the women sparkle like Christmas ornaments on a sparsely decorated tree. And remember, this is 1724. There are sword fights in narrow streets and on sailing ships. Look, I live in Texas right now, and I desperately need to see a movie with a happy ending, one where people work together to make the world a better place. And I think people all around the world would like to see a movie like that too. So if you find anything in this tale interesting or even just fun, please come and see me at the reception afterwards. And maybe we'll have time to see some of the curious and very profitable things that the Largo platform has to say about the feature film, 90 minutes, titled 20 Drums. Thank you.
Whoa! You still had 20 seconds. You were really on time. Wow, okay. So, next one. An award-winning, I mean, they're all award-winning, but I'm going to tell because I want to give credit where credit is due. Award-winning writer, producer, director with a very rare cross-cultural lens because he has spent years in Asia. His work has attracted talent like Geoffrey Rush, Jackie Chan, Richard Gere, and Champion. So I would say there's something with impact coming up. Great title of the project, by the way. Great title of it. Why don't you bring your production like Moustache Production instead of Lingwood Production? James Lingwood, come on, with The Wrong Man.
Good. Right, my name is James Lingwood. I've been in the film industry for over 30 years and have been fortunate to win over 80 international awards. Today, I want to tell you an amazing story. It's called The Wrong Man. Based on a true story, it is also very timely. A few years ago at a Think Fest in Goa, Majid Nawaz, a well-dressed, erudite Pakistani man, took to the stage and described his past as a terrorist. Captured, tortured for 5 years in an Egyptian jail, then freed as a prisoner of conscience. Rehabilitated, he later founded an anti-terror organization in London. I remember thinking, how does a human being go from that to the complete opposite? I had to find out. So I went to London, met Majid, and that journey became The Wrong Man, a fictionalized version of his story. So here it is. Post 9/11, 3 Indian teenage brothers are attacked in a London park. One is stabbed to death. The other 2 join a gang for protection, not realizing it's a terrorist cell. The oldest, Rafat, becomes a bomb expert until he sees the human cost and defects. British intelligence offers him protection in exchange for information. He chooses Delhi in India, but the terrorists snatch him back to face justice. The question is, have they taken the wrong man? The film is terrorism from the inside out. Honest, true event grounded, not glossy Hollywood. In tone and commercial reach, it sits between Zero Dark 30, A History of Violence, and My Name is Khan. A truly international cast with female empowerment at its core. We're targeting Nini as a formidable Chinese antagonist, Dev Patel as our Indian lead, and UK actors Gary Oldman and Olivia Colman. Financially solid, it's a $6 million film backed by excellent Largo reports and Australian-Indian tax rebates of up to 50% of the budget. We have an Indian co-production partner and are now seeking a European partner. The script also scored in the top 1% by LA Screenplay Reader, and our proof of concept short has won many awards. We're here for one reason, to meet people and make deals. Our executive producer, Kevin DeWalt, former chair of the Canadian Film and Television Production Association, is at EFM to discuss The Wrong Man and our Largo validated slate of Western, Chinese, and Indian projects. Here she comes. And finally, Monsters and killers are made, not born.
Okay. That was good. That was a good, just in time, really. Okay, let's go on. And this time, we're going to have somebody with 38 years experience with over 400 films and TV credits, including, beware, Star Trek, TNG, DS9, Voyagers, Eraser, Independence Day, The Fast and the Furious. Hello. I welcome on stage Chuck Borden of Faceplant Films, please.
Imagine discovering a perfect place to hide a crime, only to find out that someone's already hidden there. Hello, my name is Chuck Borden. I'm the founder of Faceplant Films. With 4 decades of experience and more than 400 television and TV or film credits, I know what it takes to make it in this business. I've spent my career learning what audiences respond to and how to deliver those to the screen. Diablo Island itself is a suspense thriller, but it's full of action and adventure. Our story follows a young couple who are abandoned on a remote island after a romantic helicopter trip. This trip was arranged by her husband, who plans an anniversary gift to send them on this thing, and then backs out the day before. It's the setup. So they get to the island, and what nobody knows is the husband is aware of this affair. So he's setting them up completely. What complicates matters is his own life is built on deception. He's secretly having an affair with his secretary and former fiancée at the same time. When the couple vanishes, it looks like the perfect missing persons case, possibly the perfect murder. But an ambitious young female detective is assigned to the case and starts to uncover inconsistencies in the disappearance and says it's anything but random. Then the couple make a terrifying discovery. They're not alone on the island. The island is home to a nomadic tribe that has lived in isolation for centuries, unseen, untouched, and violently possessive of their territory. As the detective closes in on the truth, pressure mounts, lies unravel, alliances fracture, survival becomes a ticking time bomb. The question is no longer whether the couple will survive, but whether somebody actually wants to find them. Diablo Island is designed to be a $6.25 million production, with contained locations, minimal visual effects, and a strong casting potential. It also empowers a strong female cast, the young housewife who changes from a trophy wife to the hero, a tough survivor on the island, and of course the naive detective who becomes our hero at the end. My numbers then speak for themselves, with a projected ROI of 348% and as high as 734%. An estimated $8.7 million is projected for the first year for fair value for US domestic platforms alone. I'm looking for partners, primarily European co-productions, that are ready to back a commercial high-profile mystery thriller with sequel potential. I've got a pitch deck available. I've got a full marketing plan and financial package that I'll be more than happy to present. And she's back almost. And I wish to thank Largo for the opportunity and to give us the chance, all of us filmmakers, the chance to do our productions.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Keep focused. I don't want to interrupt you. You know, I'm like, I don't, but I have to. I mean, you want to be fair to everybody. Okay, let's move on. We have next up an award-winning writer and director who is crazy about film. Actually, his first most interesting question since he's born is, and then what? So I think it's really good. He has a very long list of credits. I don't have the time to put them there. I want to hear about Terminal, a wild and darkly satirical story about cult mentalities that pervade our world. I can't wait to hear you. Please, David Poulshock.
Thank you, thank you. It's a true pleasure and an honor to be up here with you all today. As you heard, my name is David Poulshock, and I am a filmmaker from the USA. I'm sorry about that. I know my country is gone a little crazy, but maybe perhaps our film Terminal, in some small way, might help make America sane again. It's a thriller about an investigative reporter who infiltrates a doomsday cult to save her brainwashed brother from the charismatic leader's mass suicide pact. She has 72 hours. For comps, think Midsummer with its religious cult theme, and think Sinners for that energetic, magical kind of production design, but without the vampires, because we don't need vampires. We have real evil people living amongst us. And I'm talking about cult leaders, narcissistic, sociopathic, evangelistic, charismatic men and women who prey on the weak and fearful minds among us, the lost souls among us. So our cult leader is one of these guys. He's a televangelist preacher, a sociopathic narcissist who claims that these are the end times, that 6G wireless technology with its deadly RF radiation is going to kill the planet. Birds will be torn from the sky, fish thrown from the sea, our brains will fry. Of course, if that won't happen if you follow him, because he is the only most elevated human on the planet and the only person who can save us. Ride with me, he says. We're on a road trip to heaven, on a highway to a new way, and I can save you. You are all safe with me. Well, nobody is safe because it's all a lie. And our hero is really hip to his game plan, and she is determined to rescue her little brother and to bring down the cult and the cult leader at the same time. So Terminal is a darkly satirical film that shines a brutal light on the relationship between cult leaders and their victims. And it holds up a mirror for all of us to see how blind obedience to false ideas, false prophets, false gods always will end badly. With its focus, with its mix of thriller, horror, social commentary, and missing one ingredient, but Largo says that it'll appeal to a broad audience and also has an excellent return on investment. Plus, we have an amazing seasoned production team whose credits include It's What's Inside, which is that film that sold for $17 million at Sundance in 2024. So my name is David Poulshock. Our film is Terminal. We are looking for partners in casting, finance, and co-production, and I believe the world needs this film. Thank you very much.
And then what? Wonderful. Okay, this time we're going to have a visionary showrunner and executive producer. So something different now with a different profile. And she's from Little White Rose Films. And she's going to pitch a multi-season epic set in Victorian Glasgow. And you're going to tell everything about it, right? So you go, Sarah Purser.
Hi, I'm Sarah Purser. I'm executive producer and showrunner of Wax Fruit. Wax Fruit is a multi-episodic series for television set in Victorian Scotland. It's an epic family saga about the Moorhouse clan. They're a family of sexy farmers from the Scottish Highlands who make it big in the city of Glasgow. They're entrepreneurs and they're building an empire. Wax Fruit is Succession in tartan. Glasgow in 1870 was one of the richest and most glamorous cities in Europe. It was also the engine room of the world. This is a city drunk on its own success. And like any swaggering drunk, it's heading for a fall. Our show is adapted from the international bestseller by Guy McCrone. When first published, it sold over 1 million copies, was translated into 5 languages, including German, and was chosen as New York Times Book of the Month. There are 5 novels in the series, and we have premium content for a minimum of 5 seasons, 8 to 10 episodes per season. We've attached a multi-award-winning all-star cast. BAFTAs galore, an Emmy, we have a breakout star. We also have a world-class production and creative team. Iconic band Simple Minds are on board for original soundtrack. We've filmed a stunning 7-minute teaser trailer with our all-star cast, which has attracted huge public and media interest. We've had over 60 articles published across the BBC, the Daily Mail, MSN, Hello Magazine, and so on. Following this publicity, the books sold out overnight. Library waiting lists across the UK soared to months long. And now, for the first time in decades, the Waxfruit trilogy has been republished. The value of the IP has soared, and we have generated a ready-made audience hungry for this show. This excitement isn't only online. We are holding multiple Waxfruit live events, sold-out variety shows, costume exhibitions, walking tours, book events, and more. People want to see this show. Sorry.
I'm nearly there.
Waxfruit is a wild ride through Victorian Scotland. It's bold, it's witty, it's exuberant, it's great all-round entertainment. And now we're here for the first time bringing it to market. We've attached the talent, we've proven the IP, we've built the audience, and we're ready to roll. Waxfruit is a global franchise in the making, a merchandising goldmine, and premium drama. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. No, you give me a microphone there. Thank you. I want to watch it too now. I mean, you know, really, that's great. Okay, so now we have a producer over 30 years who owns the international production company European Star Cinema and the Filmstudio Basel, which is specializing in virtual production. Very interesting. He worked with international renowned actors like Klaus Maria Brandauer, Sebastian Koch. So I'm very curious to hear about die Putzklausel, which means in English, the cleaning clause. And it's Alex Martin, Filmstudio Basel. Please, Alex.
Hello. Yeah, thank you, everybody. You might think, okay, that doesn't look like the guy, right? So yes, I'm not Alex Martin. I'm Ben Schnau. I'm working with Largo. And Alex couldn't make it, unfortunately, because Alex came down with a cold. So he asked me to jump in last minute. So Alex, all the best to you. Please feel better soon. But I was talking to Alex about this because it's a really nice concept and I want to share it with you guys because it's very interesting, right? Yes, we're talking about the cleaning clause today, but Alex came up with a very nice idea. And I was thinking about this myself, guys. I'm a huge King of Queens fan, right? Kevin James, Leah Remini. I love that show. One of my favorite shows, right? The best sitcom ever, guys, if you haven't watched it, right? But I speak German too, right? So I was watching that show in German. I was like, it's not as funny. You know, I didn't really get it. Why? The jokes don't work, right? And Alex now came up with the concept called MLV versions, which means multilingual versions. So he has the idea to, yes, shoot the cleaning clause with German talent, right? In German, but at the same time would like to combine this with co-productions, for example, in France, in the Netherlands, Austria, Switzerland, to just maybe, you know, replace the lead actor with the local star to make it still work, to maybe adapt the script a little bit, but at the same time making sure, hey, you know what? We can work as co-producers and we can shoot these series, these movies at the same time simultaneously. We're going to save money. We're going to replace the actress a little bit and we make sure the humor works in the country. And here we go. We have like multiple movies at the same time. And I was like, Alex, we got to talk about this. This is crazy. This is really great, honestly. So Alex, you know, and the team, Eurostar Cinema in Switzerland, they're looking for funding. They're looking also for co-producers. So if you guys from France, the Netherlands, Austria, Switzerland, even the US guys, right? So think about The Office in the UK. Just so you know, it came out in the UK first, not the US. Sorry, Alex. It's what it is. But it's also huge in the US, right? But the idea is the same, basically. Take The Office today and shoot it with local talent just for different countries at the same time. So that's basically it. Just think about it for a second. I'll leave you with that. I'm available, obviously. I'm going to stay all day, right? Even for the networking event. But thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening. Ben Schnau. See you guys soon. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. No, the microphone gets... It sounds a little bit like the series Call My Agent. You know, they have a French series. Yes, good. I'm joking. You notice I had a French accent? No. Well, I'm French. Okay, let's move on. The next one, I think I know the next one. I've been seeing him, right, already? And 230 films and hit TV shows as lead actor, screenwriter, producer. He's been working with Steven Spielberg, James Cameron, Tom Cruise, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Naomi Watts, Bruce Willis. I'm going to stop here, otherwise we're going to not make it in terms of times. Uncommon Dialogue films by Patrick Kilpatrick. Let's go.
Thank you. God, I am really impressed by the pitches. I've seen evolution in a couple of years. It's amazing. All of Uncommon Dialogue Films projects have now assembled 75% of their production budget. They all have creme de la creme Hollywood people attached, the world's best in many ways. Hang Unless Pregnant, the true myth of Anne Bonny and Mary Read, the two most infamous female pirates of all time. They ravaged the Caribbean dressed as men for a sum total of a career of 2.5 months. It ended in a uproarious, scandalous trial. All the men were executed and the women were spared because of their pregnancy. And now, because of the addition of our A-list director, Charlie Crowell, we are acquiring sales contracts and domestic distribution. Add to that product integration, and we are above the threshold of 100% production budget for every one of Uncommon Dialogue Films projects. Charlie Crowell, Ron Howard, Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, Ang Lee's director, second unit director and stunt coordinator. He's perhaps the best on-the-water, underwater guy in the world. We have a stunning array of production talent. What Largo, by the way, all of Uncommon Dialogue Films projects, we, with great interest, work with Largo. We have for 2.5 years, but we also match that with sales projections from real-world sales agents and distributors, which I think is a great thing, so that we arrive at the greatest thing for our clients. For Hang Unless Pregnant, heroically budgeted at $33 million, minimum escrow for full assembly of financial structure and lockdown of global A-list cast, $11 million. Largo says first year, $79 million, theatrical box office, streaming value, $86 million. Now, if $33 million isn't your cup of tea, we have Flight 2222, $3.9 million, astounding rates of return based on Largo AI and real-world sales and distribution projections. Mid-gross global, $28 million, streaming value, $114 million in the first year. Also, currently, sales projections from real sales agents and distributors. 10 sociopathic passengers and crew aboard a doomed jetliner plunged into a karmic loop of deepest suffering and horror, dark comedic horror action combination. The director for that, Darren Sarafian, the executive producer, director, writer of television, 2 culturally significant television series, Lost and House, and numerous film assignments. I met him on Death Warrant, which is an iconic action picture. Same extraordinary production talent, and I want her to eject me from the stage. Thank you so much. Isn't she great?
Yes, you're great. I wanted to invest immediately when I'm
well, give me your wallet.
Yeah, no, it's there. Like, actually, I'm sure there are some people with cash in the room. They just didn't say, as I was asking who is a financier. So, yes, exactly. We're not going to go there. Okay, wonderful. Okay, now we're going to move on with a filmmaker with 28 years of experience. I'm like, this cannot be. When did you start, right? He's produced, guess what, award-winning content for players like NBC Universal, Discovery, and Global. I'll let you pitch directly. Amadeu, Alban, Gonzalez, please.
Good afternoon. Warm regards from Brazil. Our country is renowned for its rich culture and nature, and also for the Oscar-nominated movies, The Secret Agent, and I'm Still Here. And today, I'm here to present to you one of these unique stories. It's called The Girl Who Bled Woman. This script arrived to my mail with a disclaimer from the author, Alana Rodriguez. She said, "This is a real story about my grandmother. She was convinced by her father to marry her brother-in-law after her sister died. but she was only 13 years old. So it happened in the 1930s, but it's not a period drama. It still happens right now. Brazil is the 4th country in the world in child marriage. In the US, 34 states allow marriage under 18, and in Europe, after the year 2000 only, most of the countries lowered the age to 18. So it's a very important theme. And the story is about Dinha, which is a 13-year-old girl that marries her brother-in-law. And the marriage has a condition. It can only be consummated if she becomes a woman after he do the first period. So this is the ticking bomb of the film. She moves to the house with the new husband, and she starts acting like a child, believing that maybe she can turn the reality away. But the bleeding starts. So she bribes the maid to uncover the evidences every month. The film is set in the stunning landscapes of Brazilian drylands, in locations that are stuck in time for decades. So it allows us to raise the production value because of these locations. The budget is a 3 million budget. We are able to raise 60% of this money with public funding in Brazil. And we are seeking for co-producers, especially from Spain and Portugal, because the lead character, the male character, can be an immigrant in Bahia, which is very common, from Portugal or Spain. And also to attach an international star, like Pedro Alonso, for example, and also to find the gap of 40% for the budget and allow us to be part of A-list festivals. And investing in this film is a chance to shed a light to stories of thousands of Dinhas worldwide that lives this silent drama, and we believe that cinema has this power to change realities. So thank you, Largo, for the opportunity to be part of it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coming from Germany, Fourmat film. Even if Fourmat sounds like even French. Oh, okay, Fourmat. Okay, great. Nicolas Kronauer and Dennis Baumann. You're going to do the pitch of Wake Me Up.
Thanks. Hi. I'm Nicolas. I'm producer at Fourmat Film. We are a production company in Germany, founded 10 years ago. This is Dennis. Dennis is the director of our movie Wake Me Up, which will be a horror, mystery, drama, thriller about sleeping. Tell us what this is about, please.
Yeah, all right. So let's just imagine a scene from the film. A young woman wakes up at night. In her living room, she sees someone sleeping on the couch. Of course, she assumes that it's one of her roommates and steps closer, but then she has to realize that she's actually seeing herself asleep. Completely in shock, she drops her glass and suddenly wakes up, right there on the couch. Now everything seems normal again until she sees the broken glass on the floor and water spreading across the room. Wake Me Up is a whodunit horror film about a young woman with narcolepsy who has to realize that her dreams are not just dreams, but that she's having kind of out-of-body experiences and that they are being used as a crime scene. At its core, the film is about self-determination, that's the word, and about what happens when your greatest weakness becomes the only way to uncover the truth. The film is special because the danger doesn't come from any ghosts or monsters, but it comes from someone we would actually trust. Wake Me Up is designed as a cinematic experience that slowly gets under your skin and who invites its audience to actively question everything they are seeing and to solve the mystery together with the protagonist. It's a film that doesn't end when the credits start to roll, but it stays with you on your way home when you ask yourself, was she awake or was she still dreaming the whole time?
So horror movies are something that still attracts people to the cinemas and also to the home screen. For some reason, they are not produced in Germany very often. We don't know why, but we are on our way to change that. Well, we can. Sorry, I'm hung. We are on our way to change that. With Dennis, because Dennis is a director who can work extremely efficient, and we are on our way to have a budget that is less than €1 million. One could say Dennis is very cheap. But he is also a brilliant director. His first feature film, Sorry Momo, was shot with only €300,000 on 10 days, and you really don't see it in the film. So that's what we are aiming for here. We are shooting the film in English, and we are aiming for an international market, and we are just done with our pitch and happy to talk.
Thank you very much. This is this way. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. This time we have an Emmy nominee known for casting the Netflix series One Piece. She wrote, directed and produced the feature film Good Life, which has been getting quite a few awards also in independent film festivals, Toronto, New York, Los Angeles, Berlin, etc. And they're back. They're back. There are two of them, of Rodini film. I have Bonnie Rodini.
Yes, surprise!
You come, both of you, please. Let's go.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Bonnie Rodini, Rodinal Stander, co-producing with me. Remember the industry when it spoke about transitioning from 35mm film to digital? What did you think? I thought no ways. Remember when movie actors wouldn't consider television series? Well, we're at one of those remember those times moments, and it's called vertical micro dramas. We can't ignore that 5.8 billion people use their phone to consume product on the way to work, standing in line, lying in bed. Shambles is a vertical sitcom based on a book that I wrote, inspired by true stories, and I can tell you now that truth is funnier than fiction. A child, a soulmate, $1 million. That's not a lot for 3 housemates to wish for in a world that feels like it's imploding, right? Using majestic locations in Cape Town, from the foot of Table Mountain to wildlife safaris to stunning wine farms, 3 single millennials share a bohemian home and are finding adulting seriously hard. Anna Akashi, a filmmaker chasing a child. Petri, a commercial producer chasing motherhood at the bottom of a Petri dish. And Finn, a flamboyant, non-binary entrepreneur chasing millions with wacky startups which go spectacularly wrong in every episode.
Often dipping into ex-roommate Dan's end-of-the-world supplies, which always leads to chaos.
What Finn doesn't realize is they possess psychic abilities and are seeing Dan's ghost, not Dan, but the girls are not letting on.
Shambles leads this trio from sperm donor disasters to Bluetooth dildos and blind dates in deserts and pet pythons and ozone therapy sessions with a chicken named Margaret Thatcher. So nothing is out of bounds for these 3, and all while Dan smiles on from the afterlife.
The tone is warm, chaotic, laugh out loud, and heartwarming.
2 seasons of Shambles are currently in post-production with all rights available. We have 5 more outlines that exist and endless storylines for future seasons.
The ROI is outstanding. The sector is projected to become an $8 to $14 billion global market by 2027. We cannot ignore that.
Shambles is one of the first high-quality vertical sitcoms ready to be released and also easily transferable to a normal sitcom.
And sitcom format. Vertical expert Isabel Drian said when she watched some of our clips, this is surprisingly outstanding. You've got a hit on your hands.
So please scan the QR codes on our posters to watch the trailer, and if you want a little snackable sample of a few episodes, come and see us after.
Be warned, it is binge-worthy, and thank you to Largo AI for this wonderful opportunity, and Sami for allowing me to gate crash your event in Cannes.
Be careful. That was good, though. I mean, you understand market trends. Yeah. This is really good. Very good. Okay, so we only have 4 pitches left. So this time we're going to have an award-winning producer. And I don't want to disrespect this. I think it's great. It's just that it's just such a high level. Everybody is so good. So 2 decades of experience, crafting stories for Netflix, Amazon, Apple TV, etc. He returns to his roots in the Scottish borders, right? Okay, Stealing Cows by Alexander Whittle.
Stealing Cows. Hi, I'm Alex. Thank you all for staying so long. I've taken the scenic route to this, which means I bring a mix of financial and creative background. I started working in the City of London back in the 90s during a fabulous dance music industry. And then after that, I've travelled the world basically shooting long-form documentaries. So why this film? Why are we looking at Stealing Cows? Following on from the huge success of local stories like I Swear, they broke the box office in the UK last year. Our film, Stealing Cows, which is the first of a slate of 4, capitalises on that global interest. I'm looking for £800,000 in equity investment with a budget of 9.9, with a 46 conservative return and 256 if it returns well. Comparables for Stealing Cows would be everything from Ken Loach and Bait by Mark Jenkins, which was in 2019. The title of Stealing Cows comes from the inclusion of the folklore of the centuries-old reivers. They are the Scottish border thieves, cattle thieves. They made the Wild West look like Mary Poppins eras. They were badass. The film is set in the rural borders town where a streetwise teenage girl embarks on a quest to uncover the truth behind her father's disappearance, forging unlikely alliances with the troubled teacher and an embattled farmer as they fight against the community's ancient traditions with corporate greed and deadly criminal forces at bay. Our main character, she's a regular Nancy Drew, but she will punch you in the face to protect her own. This waif-like, pixie-faced girl represents the strength and also the belief of a chippy 16-year-old that she can change the world. But she also carries the hope of the community behind her. Through casting director Yvonne Lawler, we have basically identified a full cast with authentic voices, enthusiasm backed up by decades of skill. This is a PG-15 film, 18 to 30, and through our lens, we're going to be breaking the world's view on this wonderful region that has beautiful light, rivers, forests, horizontal rain, admittedly, and it's all pitched against generations of families that have been left behind. Drug dealers, farmers versus the eco-machine, forgotten youth, and thousands of years of history all together coming to a kick-ass original rock soundtrack. We've got the UK tax credit secured, a fabulous 31.8% of the budget. We've de-risked this production by balancing this equity investment against a brand and also licensing opportunities. So in summary, Stealing Cows is a socially realistic drama, fiercely regional, culturally distinctive, and it's going to do the same for films like Kneecap and I Swear. It's going to break out to mainstream audiences. It resonates globally. It's of interest to a multitude of territories, including the US. And essentially, this film is for the daughters that we have, but also for the daughters that we want them to be. So for you lot, Scotland could start here. This is the first of a slate of 4. You can come up and finish. I'm going to rabble on now. Anyone got any questions? Thank you very much for your time, and nice to meet you all.
Thank you very much. Okay, the last 3. Are you still doing good so far, yeah? You're still in? Are you still with me? Good. Yeah. Okay, you'd better be, because we have now someone who wrote nearly 20 published novels. Most of them, some of them multiple screen adaptations. He's the creator, writer, and executive producer of A Twist of Fate, Richard Leigh. Come on, wonderful.
Thank you for that introduction, and to Largo for hosting this wonderful event. I'd like to sit and talk with each of you about my slate of franchise-ready projects, but now it's all about A Twist of Fate. It's a suspenseful thriller wrapped in a second-chance romance. Jake is on a commercial flight at the lowest point of his life, emotionally broken, desperate, with an open bottle of sleeping pills ready to be swallowed. Then he hears a familiar voice. Jake, is that you? He looks up and sees Samantha, his childhood sweetheart, standing in the aisle. They hadn't seen each other in 15 years. Sam doesn't realize that she may have saved his life. Forced together by turbulence and circumstance, Jake and Sam reconnect in close quarters, awkward, intimate, unforgettable moments that the audience will long remember. What began as a chance reunion quickly returns to threatening when Jake discovers that Sam's fiance is a secret agent, secret dangerous double life. The film delivers suspense, gunplay, several murders, and ultimately a heroic rescue by an ordinary man fighting to protect a woman he's never forgotten. The audience gradually pieces together why Jake was on the edge, culminating in a wonderful, powerful, emotional reveal at the end. From a business standpoint, the project is smart, contained, and scalable. It's well into development as I have an award-winning production team ready to go and when financing is secured. Also, we have a 30% tax credit for my home state and full access to parts of the recently renovated Greater Pittsburgh Airport for our airport scenes. My novel, the basis of this story, got terrific reviews, and I'm sure the film will as well. Importantly, this is not a one-off. The sequel to A Twist of Fate is fully scripted and ready to continue the story. Independent analysis from Largo projects strong financial performance, validating the film's commercial appeal and audience reach. The film will deliver both men and women in nearly equal numbers, not once, but multiple times, with a strong age distribution. A Twist of Fate offers a rare combination of a compelling emotional story, a dedicated production plan, and clear paths to profitability. I'd love to discuss how we can bring this film along with others in my slate to the screen while building long-term relationships. Let's start with A Twist of Fate and go from there. And thanks again to Largo for this opportunity today.
Whoa, okay. I love this. I love books, and I love books turning to films. Okay, so now we have, no joke, award-winning screenwriter and filmmaker. But what's really interesting is he started as a psych medic and now develops challenging narratives, and I read, which explore the underdog, the vulnerable, or discomfort with ambiguity and without a voice, the otherness and the ugliness to challenge the status quo. I would say that's the pitch before the pitch, right? So, Stephanie, please, go on.
I think I'll go home now. Following that on, I want to turn the ugly into something beautiful. My name is Steve Hunyi. I'm a writer-director. I came from a background in medicine, so I call myself a psych medic with film in mind. I've made 7 short films, and I've actually been these are multi-award-winning shorts, and 2 of them are multi-award-winning shorts, and I've got a bunch of screenplays which are multi-award-winning. One of the short films is the proof of concept for Garbage Rex. It's won awards, and it was shot in Barcelona a few years ago. The genre of it is supernatural thriller. It's got an ensemble drama, and there's also a murder mystery, so it's broad. And it deals with themes of vulnerability, overcoming oppression, and the eternal search for home. So, Garbage Rex, Ophelia, she's 65, okay, and she's wheelchair-bound. Imagine Miss Marple, okay, but a bit more feisty and a little more eccentric. Now, she's trapped in a stifling marriage to her husband, who's a doctor. For example, she shows resistance by secretly behind his back. She's got a little drinks cabinet hidden in her wheelchair, so she has a little shot of sherry when he's not around. Anyway, she has visions of the future. She doesn't understand it. They're all a little bit strange. He gaslights her. Now, when he comes home and shows her his social blog, he's making a blog about homeless people, and he's interviewed this kid called Patrick. Ophelia sees the image, and she says, and she knows this guy. She's seen him in one of her visions, and she sees him lying dead, murdered on the street. Now, Ophelia becomes obsessed. She wants to find out what's going on, and obviously, her husband doesn't want that to happen. She gets out on the street anyway, nevertheless. She meets Patrick. We find out that he's caught up in a pickpocketing ring. He doesn't believe her. She tries to persuade him. Then she meets the eponymous Rex, who is a poet-philosopher. He's like a father figure to the homeless community, and he helps Ophelia by being her legs, essentially. Anyway, she has further visions. Homeless people are disappearing. Nobody's sure what's going on. Ophelia's very concerned. She's beginning to grow into this investigative character. Anyway, it leads to a showdown in one of the set pieces in a derelict building. Ophelia's had a vision. She's seen somebody there, and they're trying to save this person who's a junkie, in fact. And then Rex becomes into direct conflict and showdown with the gang leader of the pickpocketing group. The outcome of this is that in this time, Ophelia's realized who the killer is because of her investigative journey through the movie. So we see her emancipation as she's growing through the story. She's growing and finding her voice, finding her way. Now, we've got two actors involved in the movie, and we have, sorry, beg your pardon. Okay, so moving on. We want 500,000 euros. We've got 100,000, and we've got also we're in collaboration with Homeless Entrepreneurs, which is a charitable organisation. Okay, thank you.
No, he's getting the microphone. Can you believe it's the last pitch? I can't, but we are there. So now we're going to have someone very special because he has 15 years in film and television production. He has worked on the set of dozens of really influential movies, and I'm going to name just a few of them. The Wolf of Wall Street, Inside Amy Schumer, Trainwreck, Broad City, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and he has a new feature film coming up, and this is Logan Thoreau from New York City, right? UK, you go.
Guten Tag, Berlin. Well, first I want to thank Largo AI for their amazing support, and thank all of you for spending your time with us here today. So before I get into the heart of my pitch, I would like to ask you a question that I want you to seriously consider for a moment. How long do you think you can survive without electricity? No lights, no cell phones, no internet, nothing. What would you do if all of these things suddenly died and didn't come back on for years? This is an extreme but very real threat. There are several agencies around the globe specifically tasked with monitoring the sun's weather in the event that a coronal mass ejection might threaten the Earth. And a coronal mass ejection, or CME, is essentially a special type of solar flare that ejects or explodes the sun's particles out into space. And if a strong enough CME were to hit the Earth, it would overload our magnetic field, and anything with an electrical current flowing through it would short circuit and die. This actually happened in September 2nd, 1859, when a powerful CME hit the Earth, causing all telegraph cables to fail. It is known as the Carrington event, and experts and scientists agree that if the same event were to happen today, it would be nothing short of a global catastrophe. Millions would die in the first month alone. My film, The Black Dawn Event, is a present-day apocalyptic thriller about three young New York City roommates, Anthony, Christina, and Connor, who have to figure out how to survive after the city falls into just warfare and the electrical infrastructure is kaput. As the days turn into weeks, the city becomes a war zone, and their best chance for survival is to travel 20 miles north to a parent's doomsday bunker. However, along the way, they run into a corrupt and murderous sheriff who is intent on taking their supplies by any means necessary. With an estimated $17 million budget, we will have principal photography in New York with a 40% tax rebate, post-production managed by our partners at Goat Originals, and visual effects crafted by our friends at The Refinery. We also have Grammy Award-nominated composer Matt Couson to create our original score. I am in love with this concept because it's almost as good as existing IP with a built-in audience. One of the top 3 scenarios that doomsday preppers are prepping for right now is a CME striking the Earth and knocking out our electrical infrastructure. The global survivalist market was valued at $137 billion in 2024, and it's projected to reach $250 billion by 2034. And that is our target audience. And if this film exceeds expectations, there's room for sequels. So I sincerely hope to meet with each and every one of you here today. We're specifically hoping to connect with co-productions, financiers, and distributors. Thank you very much.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Logan, did you watch Apagon, which is a Spanish series, which was in San Sebastian 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that? Check it out. Watch it. But yours is on top, definitely. That's going to be like, wow, wow, wow. Okay, I'm afraid I don't want power to be lost. But anyway, I think we made it. This is crazy. We made it, but we're not finished yet. But first of all, thank you to the pitchers, all of you. I mean, like, great job. Great job. Quite something. And now we want to have the announcement of the simulated focus group, right? And I think Céline wants to come on stage. Oh, Sami wants to come on stage, but Sami told me to ask you to come on stage. So you go, because you don't want to come on stage with me, Céline, come on. This is going to be very nice. And we want to know, and tell us a little bit more about this new award. Yes.
Thank you. Actually, I have kept this envelope for the whole day with me. I was so afraid to lose it, but I didn't, so kudos. So in this envelope, we have the winner of the Simulated Focus Group Award. So Simulated Focus Group is our tool where we have a simulated audience voting for how they like the movie or how they will rate the movie compared to other projects. And there is one of the movie that rated very highly. Well, all the movie rated very highly, otherwise they wouldn't be there today. But one of them really stand out, and we'll discover which one. And the winner will have 1 year free subscription at Largo to continue analyzing great projects and bring the project to stage. So I'll open the envelope.
Yes. Do you want me to? I'm going to take your microphone.
I'll manage. Thank you. Okay. So the simulated focus group winner is Oriane Peak with Arthur and Clara. Congratulations. Woo! Where is Oriane? She left? She left for the airport. No way.
No way. Okay, let's pick another winner. Let's have something else.
So AC Coopens is...
Okay. So do you want me to take it away?
Thank you.
It was a very nice envelope.
Yeah,
so we're going to send it back to her?
It's handcrafted.
Aww.
Okay, so Oriane, too bad you're not there, but we'll send it to you by post, I guess. And yeah, so she will have 1 year free subscription at Largo. Thank you very much. And let's see each other at the networking cocktail later on.
Exactly. Have fun, everybody. Continue the conversations. I will see you around. I will see you on screen, hopefully soon. Some of you even in Cannes, I heard, right? See you in Cannes maybe also. So take care. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you.